Okay, good morning. We want to discuss Excel today. And basically Excel, as you can see from the page that we've opened here, is just an application package that enables someone to undo calculations and able to do some other graphic representation of data. So now, as a beginner, we need to understand that Excel comes in different versions. You've got Excel 7, you've got Excel 10, 13, 16, and 19. So now, in all these versions of Excel, you find that there's a slight difference in terms of the interface. Now, what we're using right now to demonstrate how to use Excel is the 2019 Excel with this interface that you're able to see here. But the concepts are basically the same. Once you understand the concept of Excel, you find that you can use Excel using different versions as earlier alluded to. So, as we look at Excel, we're going to begin with understanding the interface of Excel to begin with. So Excel, basically, as you can see from this interface, is made up of few items such as home, new, open, and these other facilities, as you can see. Now, if you're trying to do Excel workbook for the first time, you need to choose this new facility here. As you can see, Excel can be produced using two ways. It's either use a template or use a blank workbook, as you can see from here. So these you are seeing here are what we are referring to as Excel templates, which are already designed. So all we need to do is to just modify the work according to what you want. Now, for the sake of just understanding Excel clearly from the scratch, I'm going to demonstrate how we can do the Excel workbook using the blank facility. So to do that, you click on the blank workbook like that. Then wait for it. It is going to open the blank workbook. So remember, as you actually work with Excel, you remember that Excel is actually made up of basically just the cells, the columns, and the rows. Okay, so now this is the blank workbook of Excel. As Ada mentioned, these are the ones I'm referring to as cells. Okay, so the entire workbook is actually made up of cells like this. Now, these cells, they've got names. We call it cell reference. The name of the cell is called cell reference. So now, how do you identify the name of the cells? Remember, a cell is basically an intersection of columns and the rows. Columns are these vertical lines, as you can see, the ones that are lettered from A all the way up to Z, and some combinations there. And also the rows are these, which are numbered. Probably it is estimated that Excel goes beyond 16,000 cells. That's why it's the biggest spreadsheet we have so far. So now, how do you name a cell? How do you tell that this cell is this name? According to the regulations, or the rules of Excel, a cell is named after the column name and the row name. Basically, it's a combination of column and the row. For example, if I'm in this cell here, it is in column D, and which row? It is in row 3. So basically, since we start the column name and the row name, this cell is called D3. As you can see from here, D3. In this cell here, it is, since we are in column I and we are in row 6, it is called I6. What about if you're here, you're in column K and you're in row 1, so this cell will be called K1. So it is important that you understand that each of these cells has a name for you to use Excel pretty well. So now, since we have known how to identify the cell, whenever we click on this workbook, it is important then to understand some basic rules of Excel. Basically, there are basically two important rules. The first one is every time that you enter data in the cells, you must press enter so that the work can be known by Excel. For example, if I type 78 in this cell, all right, 78, if I haven't pressed enter key, it is not known by Excel. As you can see, all the menus here are disabled because it is not known. But the moment I press enter, like that, then I go back to it, these menus are enabled, right? Which means this number here is now known by Excel. So it's very, very important that every time that you type something in the cell, you must press enter. Otherwise, the work will be unrecognized. That's rule number one. And the second rule, which is very, very important and critical, is every time that you want to enter a formula or a function, you must always remember to start with an equal sign. If you don't start with an equal sign, then Excel will treat that work as text. For example, I want to do 25 plus 36. Remember, I've not put any equal sign there. If I press enter, nothing will happen because Excel is treating this as mere text. It will only treat numbers as numbers when you start with an equal sign. I simply say in Excel, can you calculate for me if you start with an equal sign? For example, if I double click on it, if I want to get the case inside, double click on the cell. If I edit it now, this time I put equal sign like that. You will realize that this work now will be added. All right, as you can see now, we get 61. Why? Because there is an equal sign. Okay, so I want to zoom so that you can see these things very well, clearly. So again, if I do equals, okay, 100 plus 25, I'm going to get 125. Why? Because I've started with an equal sign. As you can see from the function bar here, you can see that what I've entered here is 100 plus 25. So remember, all the formulas and functions need to be preceded with an equal sign. That's a very, very important element of Excel. Well, having these two rules known very well, I would like to do a demonstration of how Excel can be very useful in our everyday activities. So I'm going to do a simple budget, which I'll call a full budget. So I'm going to rename this sheet. You can just double click on it like that. Then you type full budget. Enter. Then I'm going to make a mini budget there. So every time that you type something, remember to press enter. All right. And then I'll put quantity, just abbreviate. Then I'll put price. There I'll put total. Okay. Then I'll put items here, maybe onion. I'm going to buy onion, tomato, vegetables. Okay. Just keep it short. And then we put total. There. It's supposed to be average. Then I'll put minimum, I'll put maximum, count, I'll put it. Okay. So to increase the cell, just simply do this. You can just double click on the cell. Then the quantity, I'm buying 25 onions. I'm going to buy 20 tomatoes. Okay, for 5 veggies. Beef, I'm going to buy. Okay, I'll express it in kg. I'll do 25 kg. Right. And then the unit price for one onion is simply 2. Okay, tomato is also 2. The veggies 1, and beef 35. Okay. So I'm going to make these headings bold to make them different from the rest. So I'll do that. Okay, let's just okay that bold. So now we have this. So this is my budget. I'm also going to make these, okay, to bold. So what I want to do is I want to know my total, okay, amount for each item I'm going to buy. And also I'd like to know the total item for all the items I'm going to buy, the average, the highest, the maximum, and the number of items that I'll buy and the date I'm going to do, okay, this purchasing. So now, how do you find the total items? Okay, so the quantity of buying 25 and each one is 2, you simply multiply 25 times 2. But remember, we won't just write 25 times 2 because we want to appreciate the use of cell references, because cell references makes the data dynamic. Even if you change something in a cell, it won't affect the formula because the answer automatically adapt to the figures that are entered. All right, so here I'm going to type, remember start with equal sign, then I'll say, okay, B2 because my weight 25 is in B2, then times C2 because my price is in C2. Once I press enter, I'm going to have 50 there. Okay, it means I'm going to spend 50 on 25 onions. I also do the same there. Okay, the other way is just click on the cell, automatically have the cell reference, then multiply, and you click on the cell like that, then you're going to have the answer like that. So for tomatoes, I'm going to spend 40. Now imagine that you've got so many ways that you're trying to do the calculations for. So entering formulas one by one sometimes takes a lot of time. So there's a quicker way of doing it. Like for the rest of these, what I'm going to do is, if you just click on any of these, okay, answers where there's a formula already, and you just go at the corner here until the cursor becomes a black cross there. You click and hold, then move down all the way up to where you want to end, then let it go. Then automatically it computes for you. So that's the easiest way of doing the calculations quicker with Excel. So as you gain experience with Excel, you discover that there are so many ways of doing things easily and properly. Since you are learning, we're going to be a bit slow because we're going to do all these formulas one by one where necessary. So now we have seen how we can do the total for all these items that you have seen here. Now, what about if you want to add these items in? Okay, all the items at once. For example, the quantity, how many items am I going to buy altogether? So you can simply do the function which we call sum, which is going to add all these items. So say sum, all right, type it like that, sum, then open bracket, then you type from which range, from B2, okay, use full colon to express the range, up to B5. Okay, I want to add all these up to B5, and you press enter. So find that automatically Excel does the addition for all these items. You are going to have 115 items that you're going to buy all together. Onions, tomatoes, veggies, and beef together, we add like that. Now, the unit price, you can also do the same. Okay, remember what I showed you? You can physically type the formula like that. Then you click there to have the range up to here. Automatically the range comes there with the full column. Or you close the bracket like that. Then you press enter. Again, you find the answer. Or since it's the same function, summation, what will differ is just the columns. You can do likewise, go at the corner, move like this. Here you are. So it's very simple. So even the average, which is average, you open bracket like that. Then the range from there, close bracket, and enter. So this is the average. So the average is 28.8. So you can also do likewise this time. As I said, as you practice more, all these shortcuts will be learned. They'll be part of you. Then the minimum is to find the lowest item that you're trying to buy, right? So you say mean, then open bracket, go for the same range up to beef, and close bracket. Then you find that the minimum amount is 20. As you can see, yes, all these are 25, 45, 25, they're higher than 20, so the minimum is 20. You can do the same all the way up to there. You find that even here, it computes the minimum for the items. Even the max goes for the highest number. So if you want to the highest number, you do the same, click there, up to there. Then you close the bracket, press enter, you find that the highest is at the veg is 25. So again, you can do the same this side to find the maximum items for each column. Basically, counting is, as the name itself suggests, you want to know the items you're buying. For example, visually you can see I'm buying only 4 items: onion, tomato, veggies, and beef. But how do you do it mathematically? So you say count, okay, and then you take the quantity up to beef, then you close the bracket, then it is going to count for you that you're automatically buying 4 items. Yes, you might say, why going through this trouble putting the function? Yes, because you've got few items. Now the situation whereby you've got so many data that you're working with, and you want to know the items that you're working with. That's why we're going to appreciate this count very well. Now, if, for example, want to pick today's date, what do? You just simply say today, like that, open and close bracket, just that. Then you just press enter, and that it will pick the system current date. Okay, but if your computer is behind, yes, it's going to pick the old date. But if your computer is up to date, if you just press enter, it will pick today's date, just like that. Okay, so this is how you do a budget with Excel. Okay, so now I want to show you something else. I've just shown you the basic, okay, the basic function of formulas. At times whereby I want to make Excel make a bit of decisions. Like for example, I want to know if I to Excel, okay, can decide or can give discounts, okay, based on a particular condition that we have set. For example, let's say we want to know, okay, if the amount, okay, the total amount you're going to spend is higher than 40, okay, then you have to indicate a 2% discount, okay, to that item. So for example, you can call this as discount, all right, and then we'll be given 2% discount if the items that you're buying are above 40. If not above 40, no discount. So what you need to use there is the if function, very effective function. So you are testing this. You are testing this. If it is above 40, like that, comma, you'll be given a discount of 2%. So 0.02, that's 2%, times D2, right, which is the total. Otherwise, it will maintain that same figure. There will be no discount. So there will be a discount of 0. In other words, just leave 0 like that. Discount 0. Then, so it means if Excel checks that D2, whatever is under total, is above 40, then do a 2% of this, it will be a discount on this amount. Otherwise, if it is less than 40, then just simply do nothing. You can put a 0. So once you enter this one, you find that here, since this number is above 40, so the discount here is 1. So you can drag this to find out all the way up to if here, to see if at all you can give discount. So as you can see, 40 is not above 40. So find that the discount is what? Is 0. All right? So you find that what would be the net amount, net total that you're going to know or to have after the discount. Okay? So the net total there, net total will be this amount, okay? You move 1% as a discount. So it's going to be, you say equal sign. So this minus this one. So in this case, if the discount is 1%, you only pay 49. So you do the same here up to there, you find that yes, for 40, there's no discount, you pay 40 exactly. So Excel is very good to use because if, for example, I just simply change, I put 20, you discover that even here there will be a 0 discount and the amount is 20. So after setting all these functions, we discover that your work becomes very, very, very easy because now you just be working with the figures that you have. So that's a beauty with working with what? Working with Excel. very, very good and very, very effective. All right. So now, since these are numbers and currents, I would prefer that I put the right symbols. So starting from here, all these are what? All these are currents. So how do you put currents, for example? You put kwacha. Okay, so you go to this facility, then go under currents, click there, and automatically these are given what? The current symbol. Right? That's your budget. All right, so in case you want to demonstrate what you have seen visually, okay, want to know, okay, okay, for my budget, which items are having the highest net total and all that. So you can actually use the charts to do that. So you highlight these items. Since you're going to show against the net total, then from there you go to insert. You go to insert. Then you can either choose, let's start with the bar chart, then choose this one. Then wait for it, the chart will simply come. All right. It's very important that you use the charts. Okay. Do it again so that I can have the work I'm looking at very effective. Okay. So I'll go to insert. We begin with the pie chart. Okay, so here's my pie chart. So I'm going to cut it so that I can take it in a separate cell where it can be seen clearly. Okay, so this is my pie chart there. So here it is. So as you can see, it's color coded. So beef is the biggest, as you can see. But if I were to make it more clear, prefer that I use some of the chart, okay, chart formatting. Just copy design so you can see which one will be better. Much better this one. Right, so this one is nice, shows percentages. Okay, so you can see this is beef, it's covering 89% of my budget, and the lowest is 2% from the color coding. The veggies just 2% of budget. So I can simply call this as my pie chart. My pie chart. You can also try to work out the column chart. Right, so I also cut this one, cut it. I'll take it to another chart so that you can see it nicely. So this is my bar chart. So as you can see, the beef has the highest bar, the tallest bar rather, and just like that. So you can see this helps to explain the figures to people who cannot read numbers very well, but they can see. So Excel is not just good for calculations. As you can see, it is also good for visuals like this. So there's so many things that you can do with Excel. But basically, once you get this concept that I've demonstrated to you, then you find that Excel can be used in any way. If you like your presentations, want to present your budget, your sale projections, okay, you can still use Excel. For example, you want to know if at all figures are incremental or are decremental vis-a-vis net total. You can go to insert and look for line. Okay? Line chart. You can use this one here. Okay. Cut this. Go to the new sheet. Then you can see that your work is incremental like that. Okay, so you can see from onion up to veggies, there's a spike there, and then beef. So you can use this to explain your sales projection or the sales of the company or what you're doing in the business if at all are doing very fine. Because the cable will show that you're going down, If you're doing very well, you show that you're going up. So Excel is a very powerful tool that can help someone to handle their businesses very, very effectively. Okay. So this is just for the beginners, but if you are an advanced Excel user, you can also make some simple applications in what you call Visual VBA, okay? Visual Basics application that is embedded in Excel, which probably I'll teach later on. But for now, this is what you need to know basically as a beginner if you're using Excel to do your daily activities or some other work that you want to do. So until the next time, people, enjoy the video.